Good morning. How are you doing today? It's Marianne with Cooking Pro Tips. And I found out a new trick on my camera. When I hold my hand up, it starts. All the time there's something new. So today is pita bread making day. Because on 2 days from now, Thursday, we're going to be making ham salad to go in the pita bread. Which will be a really nice mixture, a light lunch, we'll call it, for a nice warm day for February. So on page 607 of our Joy of Cooking cookbook, it talks all about how you're going to combine everything into a large bowl or a heavy duty mixer. And I have right here my sugar and yeast sitting here, and I have my salt, and I have my water. And here's something I've never used before. I've never used this product, and it's Bob's Red Mill. And it's America's Best Baking Flour, but it's artisan bread flour. So that's what we're going to be using because it asked for it. Remember, in the back of this cookbook, it tells you to fluff your flour, which is what I'm doing here. Let me see if I can get it down a little bit. So it's in the bag because the bags sit for a long time on the shelves. So I'm fluffing it, and then I'm spooning it into the mix, or the mixer. Oh, I'm making a mess is what I'm doing. Now this is a straight edge, so instead of me getting a knife, all I have to do is spoon it off there. There's one. Needs 3 cups. Oh, this is so out of my comfort zone. You guys wouldn't believe it. Scooping flour from a bag. 2. But, you know, you have to learn new things, and you have to get comfortable with them. 3. All right. So that's the end of that flour. So here we have our bowl. I've got it in my KitchenAid mixer. And just so you can see the difference. Sugar and yeast and salt. And I'm going to stir this all up. And then I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of melted butter and 1 1/4 cups of room temperature water. Now here's a funny thing. I don't have a microwave. I haven't had a microwave for years. And I had to warm up my oven because I got to cook some ham for the ham salad. That's a whole other story I'll talk to you about. But anyway, so I put butter, 2 tablespoons of butter in here. And I stuck it in the oven. And then you got to be careful when you're pulling it out. You don't want to make a mess. And then you pour the water in. And then we're going to put it on the KitchenAid mixer here. Go on right. Get my hook out. And it says to low speed for about 1 minute and then knead for about 10 minutes with the dough hook also. So it says add flour or water as necessary. We want it slightly tacky but not sticky. And then we're going to spray my container here. So it wants it to be in an oiled bowl, but as you guys all know, I use this so I can measure, so I know where it's at the beginning, so that if it doubles, I know how to see where it doubles at. Okay. And I'm going to move you forward here. So, excuse me, that looks like it's going good. So I'm going to turn it down a little bit. And we'll go 10 minutes and we'll see what happens. And we'll be back when it's done. I don't know if you guys are as impatient as I am when the mixer is supposed to be mixing for 10 minutes. But I think the dough looks good myself. It has cleaned out the sides of the bowl. It's still connected to the bottom of the bowl. It's climbed up onto the dough hook. So I'll crank it on to see if I can get it off the dough hook, which I did. Turn it back down, get it all back together. I think it's created a nice gluten. I think that the dough is probably done. It's been going about 5 minutes kneading. It's tacky but not sticky, which is what they said. So, we're going to scrape this out. Oh, it's coming off of the hook really nice. That's good. You like a nice clean removal from the hook. And this is what it looks like. Yeah, it's tacky but not sticky. I'll put it over like that. Squish it down. Put the lid on it. Now it says it takes to rise about an hour to an hour and a half. And it wants to double in size. You can see I'm way down here. So I'm going to assume it's got to get up to a quart, and that'll be a double. And then we will roll out the dough like we're supposed to. And we'll see you all then. Here we go. Hello, I got my camera tipped down. So you're not going to be able to see my head. But my dough, it took not quite an hour for it to double up. And then the book says to punch it down, which if you guys have watched me do other bread, I just like to be gentle with my dough. Okay. This is a soft dough. And then it says to divide equally 8 pieces. Well, kind of got to get it squished up here a little bit to divide it. So, right now, oh, look at this. I got this guy right here. Oh, where's my inches at? Oh, right here. Okay, so let's take him back down here. There's one. So if I did every 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not big enough. So let's stretch him out longer. Now, I would never do this if I didn't have this mat. I would just eyeball it and cut it in half and cut those in half and get 8. But I got this beautiful mat that has got measurements on it. So there's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8. See, there's just too much configuring here. Too much. Alright. So, now I have it out to 18 inches. So 2 inch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so let's cut every 2 inches. And see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one is going to go over there because he was a little bit little. Here and here. Now I got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it says to roll them up into balls. Have you guys ever seen me, whoops, roll? So my hand is cupped and the dough is under it. And then you just, your thumb is the trigger point to pull it around. Yeah. And it's a lot easier to do it, 2 of them, just because it's even. There's them 2. Oh man, I really like this mat. I've never had such success rolling these guys into these balls. I mean, I've had success, but my gosh. These are beautiful. Now we're going to cover them up and we're going to let them rest for 20 minutes. Whoops. Went a little fast. All right. Now, 20 minutes. And then we'll be back. And in that time, it says we're supposed to set a rack on the lower level of the oven and place a pizza or baking soda. Now, when you do that and then they want you to squirt water on it, missed it, is another step. It's like, that could crack your stone. Because you're putting a different temperature, put your water on the stone than what your stone is heated up to, because they want you to heat it up to 450 degrees with the stone in there for 45 minutes. So I'm really careful about what I put on my stones and don't put on stones. Now it says you can do a inverted baking sheet on the rack, and you heat the baking sheet for 5 minutes, and that's what we're going to do. I have this lovely heating or rack. It's made in America. It's a USA pan. It's a really nice, it's aluminum, but it's a coated, so there's no bad stuff going to get on us. And that's what we're going to use. And then it says we're going to roll out these balls on a very lightly floured surface into 8-inch round by about an 1/8 inch thick. And then we're going to spray the stone of the baking sheet with a mist of water, wait 30 seconds, and then we put the pitas on there. And then you bake until the dough rounds puff into balloons about 3 minutes. So it's pretty intense. Okay, everybody, I'm back. And, oh, so cool is that these are looking really nice. I have an 8-inch circle on my round thing here, which I think is so cool. Let's see if we're going to get out to our 8-inch. Wow. Get that out of the way. Alright. That's an 8-inch circle. It keeps going back. Now, the one thing that they didn't tell you is what do you do with these as you're waiting to put them in the oven? So, now my oven is up to speed, up to the temperature, and I don't have a squirt bottle to mist it. So I'm just gonna kind of like throw these in there and see what happens. Wow. Now it says cook for 3 minutes. See what happens. Turn the light on. It says they're supposed to puff. Well, the pan puffed. The pan popped. Let's see if I get this down here. There. There's a bubble in one. So, okay, that's a pain in the butt to try and figure out what to do with these. As you're cooking the other ones. I can do 2 at an 8-inch round. But they don't tell you how to let them sit somewhere. They're puffing. I hope that camera's catching it. Well, you just don't know until you do it. I didn't think it would puff so sporadic, like sides and all that. But I do have other ones. Those up there. Cover those up. But they're puffing. I hope the camera can see that. Let me take this off of there. This one over here is literally puffed in 2 spots. This one over here is puffed. It's got 12, 11, 10 seconds left. Now that says they're supposed to be done. Oh no, then wait 30 seconds. It says, spray the stone or baking pan with a mist of water, wait 30 seconds, and then place as many dough rounds as will fit without touching each other directly on the hot surface. Bake until the dough rounds puff into balloons about 3 minutes, and then bake 30 seconds longer and immediately remove the breads to a rack to cool. Now, if we've all remember, pita bread's never dark. It's just white. So, let's take this out. Let's take this one out. So, they didn't puff up. One did not puff up. See, I just don't know how to get that in there correctly. I'm going to have to pull the rack out. Well, it's some quick action in here, so I'm not too sure that I probably wouldn't be yelling at you. So.
Yeah, so you want me to come in?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Just let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This pita bread I whacked all over the place. You know, folks, this is something I've never made before. I don't know what it's going to go like. And sometimes when people cook stuff on YouTube or TV, they've made it several times. And then when you go to make it, you're like, well, why did mine not turn out? Well, you can see I'm doing it with you. I've never made these before. So I think I got to pull the rack out of the oven and put my pita breads on there. And we'll go from there. Oh, look at these guys. This is the one that puffed up on either side. And look, it browned up pretty nice. That's pretty nice. And this is the other one that didn't puff up as much, but it's really nice and brown on the bottom. Now, whether we can get these cut in half and make them into pockets is really really irrelevant at this point in time, because we don't really know how we're supposed to be doing this correctly. I think we're incorrect on this, but... And then, you know, what's really strange is it only told you to mist the stone at the very beginning. And it never said repeat. It never said rinse and repeat. It just said bake the remaining rounds. It says if you leave the breads in the oven too long, they will become dry and will not deflate to flat disc. Well, I think these guys are deflating. So that's pretty cool. It smells really good. So this time, we got 9 seconds left. We're going to move these over on this other cooling rack. It's very light dough. Now we're going to wait 30 seconds. Leave the oven in there. It puffed up a little bit. Like I said, it was wonky. So the first two were a little weird. The third one, I like started flipping out. So, this one will be okay. I got 2 ready to go. And I have 3 after that one to roll out. Okay, now, this is what I want to do. All right, so now that's like that. Oh, they don't want to touch me. There we go. As I'm watching myself do this, I realize that I have a pizza peel that I could have used to slide these guys off on so my hands wouldn't have got burnt. I also could have inverted one of my small quarter round baking pans, put a little bit of flour on them, and slid them off with that also. So there's different ways that I could have put that pita bread in the oven. I just wanted to bring this up while I was editing. I love doing this. I love making stuff with you guys. Showing you that, hey, we all screw up. But how do we screw up? All right. Now, another thing is I think we could have got probably 16 out of here. We could have made them a lot smaller. They don't need to be this 8 inches wide business. If you guys don't know it by now, flour makes me sneeze. Some would say I'm allergic to flour. I would agree. I usually don't do this much with flour in a given month. But, gotta do it. Gotta show you guys that we can do this together. We can cook at home. We can eat good food. This bag of bread flour cost me $6.49, I believe. And just now I made 8. I can make a lot more. Oh, we don't have the light on. What's going on? Yay! The one on the right puffed up like it's supposed to. Yay! That's so exciting. Here's that weird third one I made that got all wonky. All right. So we have some seconds left here. And then that is beautiful. So the key is to pull the rack out to put these pita breads on the rack carefully. And I was going to take that up top rack out, but I think I'll be all right. So there's the 3 minutes. And now we'll go 30 seconds. And I'm only cooking at 425. I don't know, something about that 450 mark that just flips me out. I don't know if you guys noticed this or not. My kitchen's made of wood. I don't have drywall on this side of the kitchen at all. The kitchen sink side, there's green drywall for waterproofing. Look at that! I'm so excited. There's the 30 seconds. We'll pull this out. Look at that beauty. Oh. Oh, and it deflated properly. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, there's the rack. There's the pan. Here is that guy. And here is that guy. There we go. And we'll stick them back in. Three minutes. Oh, gotta turn this on so we can see. I want to see him pop up. Oh my gosh, this one pulled up and deflated. Oh, that was beautiful. You know, I was going to make naan bread next week, but I think that we'll just have our, the recipe next week is a Cuban pork loin with a Caribbean red beans stew, I think it is. So I think I'll just leave these, some of these pita breads for next week. And we'll go from there. I have one left to cook. Oh my gosh, this was wonderful. Sure hope everybody enjoyed learning along with me. This is the one that got really fat, fluffed up. It didn't get as brown on the bottom, but it's still, that's a nice bread. We'll probably use that one tomorrow for our ham, or Thursday for our ham salad. Oh, look. Oh, those are doing good. Those are doing good. Super excited. This would be a fun project to do with your kids. However, I would make them smaller. I would really, if I did this again, or when I do it again, I'm only going to make them like 6 inches wide. Because I think the 8 inches, I made them bigger than 8 inches, but they wanted you to have a thin thing. So I would do 6 inches round. That's what I would do. Look, they both puffed up. Oh, I'm so excited. That's so cool. Oh. 20 seconds left on the 3-minute mark, and then we go to 30 seconds. Oh, it's so cool. I'm so excited. Alrighty. Look how, oh, look at that one over there. The left one is perfect. It's perfect. That left one over there is perfect. That's how the pita breads are supposed to be. They're supposed to puff up like that, and then they puff down, or they shrink. Oh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bingo.
Oh my heavens, folks, look at that. Can you see that? All right, we'll get him out. And look, Mike.
Really?
Yeah.
You need a hand?
Look.
Okay.
That's how it's supposed to look. And then deflate.
What is it? Pita?
Yeah. Oh, and I messed up the last one.
Of course.
Oh, well, I got so excited.
Yeah, I hear you.
And then it deflated just like it's supposed to. Oh. Oh. This was so much fun. Hey, I hope you guys had a good time. I had an absolute blast doing this. Did they all turn out perfect? No. Did I get one perfect? Yes. And that's all that matters, is you're trying. Teach your kids. This is a fun project to get in the kitchen with your kiddos on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon. And easy. It's easy to learn how to make small breads like this and screw up because you can still eat them, versus trying to make a yeast loaf and it doesn't make it doesn't do it right, and then you're stuck with a yucky piece of cement or whatever. So anyways, check it out. That's good. Until next time, folks, keep baking.